this funk. Thoughts deep, boys steeped in the depths that he sunk. Big stress, depressed in the middle of fall. Sky gray, I late in the thick of it all. I wonder, how long can a human survive just staying alive or carrying the rest of the tribe? Waiting for the day to arrive or struggling dies, and I be doing way, way more than getting by. So why? Cop myself a cup of coffee, sipping water in it softly, cleansing me of stress I hold. Hey, cop myself a cup of coffee, sipping water in it softly, cleansing me of stress I hold. Realize life is so much more than just living a day. Every day I can sit and reflect and reconnect to myself and know that I've been given. See, giving up is not an option. So when I'm looking at gray skies, I'll be adopting a new way to deal with a test. Lord, relieve me of stress and leave me looking like when blessings drop in. And so I cop myself a cup of coffee, sipping water in it softly, cleansing me of stress I hold. Water in it softly, cleansing me of stress I hold. Hey, here we go. Yeah.
Let's do this.
Y'all ready? 1, 2, 3. In times of test, let no harm beset me, oh my Lord, oh my Lord. In times of test, let no harm beset me, oh my Lord, oh my Lord. Woo.
Wait a minute, hold on. I forgot to put my clapping music on. Constance distracted me. Oh, goodness. Salute, everybody. Salute. Happy Friday to you. I really appreciate you tuning into the stream tonight. Constance, if you don't get your... If y'all get your goofy tail and do what you got to do, go on wash your clothes. I don't want to stop you from washing your clothes and stuff. Go ahead. So it's all good in the hood. What did I eat? Good question. The answer is Gushers. I have eaten Gushers, and I'm constantly eating Gushers tonight, okay? This is my meal. I don't care how the way you feel about it. It is what it is. I'm just saying. But salute everybody. Salute. Welcome to the podcast today. We do have a topic that I want to uncover today. This is one of these another fan favorite topics that people want me to talk about. So I'm going to go ahead and talk about it, give you my perspective about this. All right. So appreciate it a whole lot. Salute to Sour Patch Sweet Rita. She's up in the building. Yeah, she's up in the building. Happy birthday to you. Appreciate you pulling up. Chris T, what's up with you as well too? Salute, welcome. Chris T say, hey, Urban, I can't stay long because you know I gotta make that money. Hey, make that money, girl, but don't let that money make you. Go ahead, knock yourself out. And I appreciate everybody who are tuning in right now, who are in the bushes, and I appreciate everyone who's going to catch the replay of this stream as well too. Just like I say, we got a show tonight. It's another fan favorite that people wanted me to want to talk about, so I'm going to go ahead and indulge that and talk about this particular topic. But before we do, those of y'all who are entering into the house right now, make sure that you hit that thumbs up because it do help out with the stream. And if you want to be a hater, hit the thumbs down. Do that as well too because it helps out the stream a whole lot. So appreciate that. Those of y'all who are able to share out the stream, by all means, share me out as well too. One other thing that I want to say too before we get into this conversation, I want to once again wish Sour Patch Sweet Rita a happy birthday. Immediately after this stream, y'all, I will be DJing, okay? We will have a celebration DJ live for Sour Patch. Reason why I'm doing that is because, first of all, I did it last year. Second of all, along with all my other moderators who are here, Sweet Rita, she's one of the best moderators for real. She's one of the best. So I love to do things to show appreciation to my moderators. And this is one of the many things that they love for me to do is to go ahead and DJ for them. So immediately after this stream, y'all, I will be DJing for Sweet Rita. We're going to bring in her birthday like we always do. We're going to celebrate it. We're going to love on her and everything, all right? So immediately after the stream, tune into that, all right? I already have the stream scheduled for, what time I got it scheduled for? I think 10:30, but I may change the time, all right, depending on how long this takes. But it shouldn't take that long. This stream shouldn't take that long, hopefully, all right? So other than that, appreciate y'all a whole lot. Everybody else who are tuning in right now, Alec, I see you in the building as well. Salute. Appreciate you. Once again, everybody who are in the chat, everybody who's watching in the bushes, and everybody who's going to catch the replay of this. Appreciate you for tuning in as well too. So let's go ahead and get into the topic for tonight. All right. So let's look at it this way, okay? Imagine growing up through most of your life. You have two parents, right? Two parents who love you unconditionally. These same two parents, they help raise you. They help give you a very stable foundation. They introduce you to things that was positive for you, and it uplift you, and it brought you up to the person that you are today. Imagine one day that these same two parents let you, well, in other words, tell you that you're not their biological child. How would you feel about that? How would you feel about that? Most of y'all, including myself, we would feel some type of way about that. Because all our life we're believing that these two parents are our actual parents. So you will begin to feel some type of way about that. Tonight on this show, we're going to review a young woman who had experienced this. We're going to want to review this, and we're going to review this with an open mind. We're going to review this with not trying to choose sides, but on this channel, we talk about accountability, we talk about solutions, and most of all, we talk about truth, okay? We don't pick sides, we call it for what it is, okay? So today we are going to review this young lady. We're going to hear her story. We're going to hear where she's coming from. And we're going to draw conclusions about the story. Some of y'all may agree with what we're going to talk about, which is fine. Some of y'all may disagree with what we're going to talk about, which is fine. And the reason for this is because we want to enter in this conversation with an open mind. We want to be objective and subjectively at the same time. We want to formulate our own opinions and conclusion about the matter, regardless if you agree or disagree. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into this content today, all right? So the young lady that in question that we're going to review today, her name, she's known as B. Nicole. B. Nicole is a content creator on YouTube currently. Right now, she is currently getting her channel together to where she could put together different type of thought-provoking content. She's also trying to be able to get her channel together where not only her content is thought-provoking, but she's also trying to get it together where it could be inspirational as well too, as she's sharing her truth, as she's sharing her story. It is her expectation with her content for her to utilize her experiences in life to help and motivate people, okay? So we're gonna talk about this. We're gonna hear her story. We're gonna hear where she's coming from with this particular story. And as you see at the bottom of the screen, we are asking a question. Should she forgive her biological mother? Should she forgive her biological mother? Before I present the content, that's a little quick backstory. Now, her one biological mother is also a content creator on YouTube as well too, known as Philly Phil. To my knowledge, she had found her biological mother, I think, roughly almost like 2 years ago or so. I could be wrong about the timeline, but to my knowledge, it's roughly around about 2 years or so ago. Okay. So she ended up creating content talking about her story. When she created this content talking about her story, it went two different ways. The first way that it went was it went towards where people was understanding where she was coming from. The second way that it went was that people had a different perspective about it. Okay. So these different perspectives or opinions end up clashing with each other. All right. So it ended up creating a whole huge controversy where they ended up going back and forth with each other for almost years and years. Okay. So finally, and this is where we're coming to right now, of the content that we get ready to present tonight. Finally, B. Nicole came to a conclusion that she wanted to go ahead and reinvent herself and reinvent her content. So without further ado, let's go ahead and listen to her video. Let's listen to where she's coming from, okay? And of course, y'all know I'm gonna be stopping it throughout the video, give you my perspective about what has been said. All right. So those of y'all who ready for it, make sure you hit that thumbs up. And help the channel out a whole lot. Kenyatta, I see you in the chat. Appreciate you. But without further ado, let's go and jump into it, y'all.
It's B. Nicole, aka the Boss Woman of Faith. So today I am going to do something that I did before, but today I'm coming from a different place. I was in I don't want to say a dark place, but I was in a place of hurt and anger when I told this story before. So I want to come back and I want to reintroduce myself. And by doing that, I have to reintroduce my story so you know a little bit more about who I am.
Now, real quick, she started off the stream by saying that the first time around when she introduced this particular story she figured to share with us, she was in a different space. She's confessing that at that time, you could safely say that her intentions wasn't pure. She was in this negative space while she was presenting this content in the past. But now, since she came into a understanding or a realization, or you can even say enlightenment, she's coming into a different space. But let's continue.
I had older parents. They were very loving parents. They were strict, but not too strict. I had a good childhood. I grew up in the church. I was the only girl. And so the special thing about my parents, they adopted me. They got me, I believe, somewhere in a month to 2 months old. And for as long as I can remember, when I could understand, that's when they began telling me, that they told me that I was adopted.
Let me share something with y'all real quick about not only adoption, but also about the foster care system. By me being a social worker, I work closely with different sectors. Okay, I work on closely with the Department of Protective Services. I work on closely with the foster care system as well too. I work closely with a lot of different sectors. Okay, but preferably, let me explain to y'all about the foster care system. In the state of Texas, or let's do it broad, in the United States, do y'all know that the foster care system is horrible? It is horrible. It is garbage. Do y'all know that, or y'all aware of that? Do y'all know that it is a very, very slim chance that children who are part of the foster care system would not get adopted? Do y'all know that? Here's another truth that I want to share with y'all about the foster care system. Preferably in the South, which is the state of Texas, Arkansas, and all these other southern states. The foster care system is so overly saturated with not only children in this particular country, but it's also oversaturated with immigrants as well too. So the chances of a child being fostered or adopted is very, very, very unlikely. Another thing that I want y'all to understand this too about the foster care system. Do y'all know that since it's oversaturated, right? Do y'all know that a lot of the children do not have an actual placement? What do I mean by that? I'm talking about an actual center for where they need to reside at, where, you know, they have bedding, have food and different things like that. Do you know that a lot of them don't even have that? It is horrible in the state of Texas where these children, they don't have this type of center for them, right? Guess what they do in the state of Texas? They will literally rent out a hotel. Kid you not. I've seen it with my own eyes. They will literally rent out a hotel building and place these children in hotel buildings, and they'll have different social workers come out and tend to these children. And so the system is so overly saturated, it is a very unlikely chance that a child will be adopted. Why are you talking about this, Herbie? The reason why I'm talking about this is because B. Nicole had mentioned that she got adopted. She mentioned that she had got adopted. And I want to let y'all know this. By her getting adopted, do you know that it's almost like the equivalency of us trying to win the Powerball? Do y'all not understand that? It's like the equivalent of trying to win the Powerball. So by her being selected, that is a blessing for real. That is a huge blessing. And here's another thing too that I want y'all to consider as well. Not only she was adopted, right, but she got placed in a good household. Do y'all want to know how uncommon that is for a child to be placed in a really good household? Because guess what? Not only the system is oversaturated, right, but you also have these parents out there who know how to beat the system, right? They know how to answer the correct questions of the surveys that be administered to them, right? They know how to do that. They know how to manipulate the system. And then when they end up getting these children, guess what they do to these children? They treat these children like crap. They be only there just to pick up a check and also pick up the certain state benefit. That's the only reason why they're there. To pick up the check and pick up certain states' benefits. So for her to get parents who was of a sound mind, who are really good, I'm telling y'all, that is the equivalent of trying to win the Powerball. I'm telling y'all that. It's the same equivalent of that. So for her to mention that, that is a blessing. Even for other people who are out there right now, who participate in the foster care system or who is adopted or whatever the case may be, right? If you end up being placed, right, being put in a placement and you got put into a good placement home, that is a blessing. That is an absolute blessing. But let's continue, y'all.
But they never treated me any different. They had cards and all types of welcome gifts and everything from when I was a baby. They showed me the cards as I got older of all my family members welcoming me into the family. And everybody in the family always gave me lots of love, and I was one of the favorites. My mom was 35, my dad was 43 when they got me. And so I think they had been trying to conceive a child of their own, but could not. So since they were getting older, they decided to adopt. So they got my brother, and then later on they got me. And then later on they had my baby brother. Look at God. So
See, the whole entire situation, how the way she explaining it, was all lined up for this particular reason and for this particular purpose. And I want y'all to just have that thought in your mind as we going through this review, okay?
like I said, we was very close. We took family vacations. My parents were very much in the church. My dad was a singer. He was in a group called Design 5. We used to always be in church at some type of musical quartet program. And if we weren't in church, we were with family. And that was my life. And so I remember when I was around 16, I started asking, I always had this thought, like, where did I come from? Who do I look like? When I was 13, I was in junior high school. Me and my cousin, we went to school together, and we were real tight. We're still tight to this day. But we were in the band room, and I remember we got into it, and she made the comment, that's why your parents didn't want you, and you're not really a part of our family. And
I don't mean to laugh about this, but how many times those of y'all who have siblings, how many times have your siblings said that crazy thing to you? I remember my older brother used to say that to me all the time, right? My older brother used to tell me that to my, that's why you're not my real brother. And it used to make me so mad when he used to tell me that. But in reality, he wasn't lying, because I was part not of the foster care adoption, anything like that, but I was a part of a blended family. So all my siblings, we had the same mother, but we had different fathers. Okay. So I didn't learn that truth until I became older. So when my brother used to do that to me, it used to hurt my feelings for real. And guess what I'll do? I'll be mad, and I go run to my mom and my dad, and I tell them, I like, my brother said I his brother, and I used to cry. Then finally one day when he did that again, my father had sit me down and told me, like, son, I'm be honest with you. That is your half brother. That is not your actual real brother. I'm like, what? So it shook me. It made me feel some type of way. Because all my life, I'm believing in a certain narrative that my parents told me. All right. But I want y'all to keep that thought in mind as we're reviewing this.
I remember that hurt me so bad, but we made it right after that. But that never left me. And I'm like, she right. Like, who is my real family? Who do I look like? Who do I act like? Where do I come from? So when I was around 16, I started asking my parents, like, do you know, did you meet them? Did you meet my mom, my dad, And they didn't try to hide anything from me ever. They just told me that she was young. She wanted to go to college, and, she wanted me to be placed in a better home. And they said she had wrote a letter and said that she wanted me to be placed in a Christian loving home. And so I'm not going to go into that in my...
And see, once again, that's why I'm saying everything had lined up for her. Everything. Her biological mother decided to not want to take on the responsibility of raising her. So instead of her forcing that, she decided to make a choice. The choice that she made was to give her up for adoption, which she did that. And she said this. She said that my only prayer is that my child will be brought up in a loving Christian home. And guess what? Her prayer was fulfilled, y'all. It was fulfilled. She was brought up in a lovely home. And once again, that's why I was reiterating earlier about the probability of that happening. So everything so far lined up for her, but let's go.
First adoption video, I went into that and it kind of went left. I'm in a much better place, a positive place. I'm not trying to open wounds for nobody. This is for me. And I'm gonna unapologetically be me in this video and let y'all know who I am. So she wrote that letter and they did what they were supposed to do. They brought me up. The Bible says you train up a child in the way they should go. And when they get older, they will come back. I am a living witness, right? And so they trained me up in the church. They always taught me to pray, call on God in the time of need, in the time, anything basically that you're going through. When they're not available, when your friends ain't around, call on God. And so my dad, I remember asking him, so if I wanted to look for them, how would y'all feel? My mom was okay with it. She was like, she understood, because I'm adopted. And that's a thought that anybody would have. And she expected it, sooner than later at some point in my life. But my dad, he didn't really take it so well because we was close. And he was just basically like, they gave you up. We your family, we your parents, we raising you. Why would you want to look for them?
So I do have a question about this particular part. My question is this. Why was she looking for validation from her parents to do something that she already wanted to do? It's my only question. If she already made up in her mind that she wanted to pursue this, she didn't need approval from her parents. She could do it on her own. She could absolutely do it on her own because she's entitled to do that on her own. So why did she need that validation? And furthermore, now that I'm thinking about this, right? It seemed like that she needed the approval more so from her father than her mother. I wonder why that's so. I wonder why she needed that validation and approval from her father more so than her mother. But let's continue.
So I left it alone. So I used to talk to some friends about it though in high school, outside of the house. I tried to respect my parents. And I would talk to my friends about it. And fast forward, we're going to fast forward all the way through life. So fast forward up until I think it was August 2019. One of my friends, she had sent me a message on Facebook. And she had reminded me, she was like, remember in high school, you used to ask about, saying that you wanted to meet your mother and look for your biological family, your parents. She was like, well, I know back then when you looked, they told you the records were sealed, but the governor just released this. It had been a few months prior, but she was like, he released that they were unlocking all the files and records from the 80s because people needed to know about medical history and things like that.
Yeah, well, what she's talking about is that it was a bill that was sent out. That bill had allowed people to go into public records that was sealed. Okay. I remember that bill came out because, just like I say, at the time, I was a social worker, and I remember receiving the emails talking about this particular bill. So when that bill came out, that's where a lot of public records could be open. All right. The bad part about this is that since these records are now open and right, we have people who are abusing the system. Y'all know what I'm talking about. We have people who now go into these open records, right? They use these records for purpose of doxing people. So that's the only thing bad that came out of them doing that. Just let y'all know.
So I was like, oh, okay. And so I came home. I was stationed in Germany at the time. I'm in the military. 18 years, boo. I was stationed in Germany at the time, and I remember talking to my parents. My dad had gotten older, and he was basically going down and going down fast. So I came home on emergency leave, and while I was home, I decided to pursue that opportunity, and I went. I paid to have my records, or for them to find my records, basically. They told me it was going to take a minute because...
Wait a minute. Here's another question that I want to ask, and I want y'all to consider this too. Now, remember earlier she was trying to ask for approval from her parents, right? Preferably from her father. Now, since her father was getting up in age and he was feeling ill, my question is that why did she choose then to go ahead and pursue this? Because when you look at it from the outside in, right, it would appear that since her father is up in age and her father is feeling ill, it appears, I don't know if this is true, I'm just speculating, but it appears that she had used that opportunity to go ahead and do something what her father didn't want her to do. I'm just saying. It's all speculations. I'm not saying it's facts or factual, all right? But let's continue.
Because they had to hand pick through all the records to find mine. But they collected my info, I paid, and they told me once they found them, they would contact me. So I was like, cool. So finished my 30 days at home, went back to Germany, did a turnaround trip in 30 more days and came back. And I think it was 10 days.
Oh yeah, real quick, y'all. My bad. I'm being just totally disrespectful. Shout out to her being in the military as well too. Shout out to that, because being in the military is hard work for real, y'all. She's sitting up here serving this country for real, y'all. So give her a shout out for that for real, y'all. My son is in the military as well, so shout out to that. But let's continue.
Something like that. After I returned, my dad passed away. So that, it didn't almost take me out, but it hit me real hard. My dad and I were very close. I got to spend a lot of time with him during that 30 days, the last 30 days, talking, letting him know how much I appreciated him for raising me and doing a good job, singing with him, loving on him, all of that. And he told me he was ready to go. I received it, and I asked him to wait until I returned. He did that, and we sent him off to be with God in a wonderful way. So I was at peace with that. And so now it's time. I didn't have time to grieve. It was time to be there for my mom. And so it was on his birthday, October 29th. I was sitting in the car, and I was at Walmart. I was sitting in my car, and I got the phone call. Told me they had found my records. And I was just like, it's his birthday, he's gone, but this is a gift for me. I was so excited. So
now notice also that she keep reiterating about the relationship between her and her father. So this solidified more than ever that it was more so that she was seeking the validation more from her father than from her mother. Even after when he passed away, God bless his soul, even when he passed away, she still in a way was seeking that type of validation. But at the same time, she felt that this is something that she needed to do. Now, once again, my question is that why do you need the validation from him when you knew you already made up your mind that you was going to do this? Now, is it wrong for her to go and pursue this even though her father didn't agree with it? Is that wrong? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Because that is her choice and decision for her to want to pursue this. But however, I want y'all to consider this. It could be a possibility that The reason why her father didn't want her to pursue this is because it could be a possibility that her father knew the situation. Could be a possibility that her father knew how the way her biological mother is or was. Once again, it is speculations. It is what I'm saying is not truth because I don't know. But it could have been a possibility that they already knew that. And so it could have been a possibility that her father was doing what us men do, which is to provide and what else? Protect. So that could have been a possibility. That could have been why he was feeling some type of way about that. All right. But let's continue.
Yeah, I got there so quick. I told that lady I'm on my way. I flew over there. I ain't get no ticket. I flew over there, got my records. I got to the car. I opened up the little envelope and I had my original birth certificate. I was so happy. With the technology today, I immediately went to Google, put the name in, started searching. Information came up. I looked up on Facebook. I saw who it said. I didn't know. There was no way for me to know. I tried to match features and stuff like that. But I sent a message on Messenger and I told them I told them my name, how old I was, that I was adopted at this, at a young age, and I was looking for my biological parent. And this was the info that was on my birth certificate. I left my information. Then there were numbers on the white pages. Google got all your business out there. So if you don't want people to know, you better find a way to protect it. So I got the numbers and I called, and it happened to be a company, a business. So I asked for the person. They transferred me back. I was beating y'all. I was like, here we go.
Now, before she go into more details about this, I want to shout out everybody who's in the chat right now. Again, shout out to y'all. Appreciate y'all tuning into the stream. Make sure y'all hit the one thumbs up or even thumbs down. It don't matter because it supports the channel a whole lot. Today, we are reviewing the content with the one content creator, B. Nicole. She's giving her adoption story for the second time around. And to my understanding, the reason why she's giving this story the second time around is because she trying to reinvent herself. Things that happened in the past, what she's attempting to do is try to get rid of that and start brand new, okay? To my understanding and to probably the viewers' understanding as well too. So we're reviewing this. We're coming into this with a subjective and objective perspective, right? So in my space, I have no, in my space, in this channel, I have no problem with people giving their perspective, giving their opinions, whether they agree or disagree. But however, I got to say this. But however, on this channel, in my house, we will respect each other. What do I mean by this? Regardless if you agree or disagree, whatever the case may be, right? We will respect each other. So meaning, we will not be doing no type of cyberbullying on this channel. We will not be dropping names. We won't be doing doxing or anything like that, period, on this channel. Period. Okay? We will be respecting each other. Now, if you don't want to abide by the YouTube community guidelines and standards while you're on this channel, I would highly suggest you to no longer be in the chat. I'm telling you. Because what's going to happen is this. My moderators, they know how I roll and they know how this channel goes. The moment when my moderators see that there's been disrespect happening, guess what's going to happen? They will absolutely, positively will time you out. They're not going to block you. They will time you out because they know I don't like for people to be blocked. We will absolutely, you get timed out. Now, once again, you can express your opinion, whether you agree or disagree. Nothing wrong with that, as long as we're being respectable. And that's the whole point of this channel is that I want to bring that into the space to show people that it's okay. It is absolutely okay for you to have a difference of opinion. It is okay to either agree or disagree. It is fine, long as we do it in a respectable way. And we're going to prove this tonight. All right? So let's continue, y'all. And everybody else in the chat that I have agreed. Salute to y'all. Jamila, I see in the chat. Latonya, I see in the chat. A brilliant mess. Sorry. A brilliant bless. Salute. Welcome. And everybody else who are watching in the bushes, everybody else I didn't get a chance to greet, salute to you as well, too. So we're going to continue, y'all. Let's go. All right? 1 minute. All right, here we go.
And when the person came on the line, I told them who I was, and there was like a pause. Well, I asked, for that person, and they said, yes, this is she. And then I told them who I was, and what I was looking for, and they said it was not them. Cool. I left it alone. Thank you. But deep down inside, I felt like I had just spoken with my mother, and I was super happy with that. Done with it. Thank you, Jesus. I'll take it. I'm good. Because, everything happened for a reason. So I went home, and yeah, I was feeling good, because I felt like I said, I felt like I had heard her voice after all these years. So the next morning, I got to work, and I got a text message. And who was it? It was her. And she was like, so yesterday you said you were adopted. What was the name given to you at birth? So I gave my name, and I sent a screenshot of the birth.
Do you want to know what's also good at this particular point that she's making? You want to know what's good? That she actually took the time out and responded back to B. Nicole. That Philly Field had took the time out and responded back to her. Now, she could have very well easily just ignored her. She could have very well easily just did the same thing what she did in the past, which is give up on her. But for some reason, she had decided that after when her biological daughter reached out to her, she made that choice to go back and see if this was true. After when it was validated that other situation was going to happen, I'm going to let B. Nicole explain that.
Certificate that I haven't received. So after I sent that, she came back and said, yes, her prayers have been answered. I have found my biological mother. Y'all, I don't even know how to explain it still at this age. After everything that I have experienced, after coming and telling this story the first time, meeting her, meeting my other family, like, I don't have any anger in me, at all towards the situation. Didn't have anger then, because who am I to be angry for being given up for an adoption? There was a reason for it. And I'm cool with that. My parents were great. God bless me. But I can't describe the feeling. It was like a dream come true, because I had been looking all my life, or wondering all my life. And then I feel like my dad was the one that I was closest to and never want to hurt. We were tight. And after how I know he felt about it, I feel like God brought him home and then allowed me the chance to meet her. So I was like, oh my God, we started sending pictures, and we look alike. And I was like, okay. So me, and I'm gonna talk about this later and things I would never do again. But who I was prior to this new me, I let people in and get close very quick. I trust you up front, and then when you do something, it's over with. Depending on the level and who, the type of relationship, I might give you chances, but once it's done, it's done. Once that trust is broken, I might forgive you and try to move forward, but we ain't never really gonna get back to where we were. And once it's all the way done and I'm done, I'm good. So, I let her in. I went ahead, I dove in, y'all. I'm excited. Like, I was, 37? I've been waiting all my life. I'm not a baby.
Yeah, as she should, through normal human behavior, that's how the way she should do. She should welcome her biological mother in with open arms, regardless of how the way her biological mother is feeling about her.
I was not a baby at the time. I felt like we could just pick up. That's probably me wishful thinking, because I didn't think about where that might take her, where she was at emotionally with it. I was just excited. And so if I could rewind, I probably would have went slower and tried to ease into the situation for both me and to protect her and her feelings as well. But I didn't do that. So we dove in. I did. And I feel like we was on the same page. You know, we was exchanging pictures. We was talking. We started talking every day.
Everybody, oh Lord Jesus, God damn it. Oh Lord. Everybody, real quick, okay? Real quick. I got to stop it. All right. I got to stop it. Scorpio, we go through this every live. Every live we do, we go through this. Every live we go through this. Lord. God damn. Oh my goodness. Oh my God. Let me tell y'all something about Scorpio, right? Scorpio is one of my moderators where she needs that attention from me every single time. Scorpio remind me of my youngest daughter, right? My youngest daughter is like the same exact way. She wants that attention. If I don't give her that attention, then it is going to be World War III.
What?
It is. It is going to be World War III if I don't say nothing. So, Scorpio, how you doing today? Scorpio, thank you so much for showing up to the stream. I apologize that this particular stream could be triggering to you, but I promise that I'll do my very best to try to not be rude, okay? All right? You good, Scorpio? Appreciate you. Everybody say what's up to Scorpio. Everybody say what's up to Scorpio so we could go ahead and continue with the stream, all right? Good Lord. Let Scorpio feel special. Scorpio know I'm cool with her. Scorpio know I love her. Jeez Louise, boy, I tell you. Now let's get back to the show. Dang, Lord Jesus.
She would call me before work early in the morning. We would FaceTime. It was just like mother and daughter. Like I had just been away for a while and we had just picked it back up. We act alike, you know, and I don't want to get emotional. So it was like, you know, it was just the homie, but.
Oh, real quick too. I want to say this, y'all. Sorry about this. Now, LaTanya, she's saying that she basically saying that she don't want to disrespect me. And trust me, I appreciate that a whole lot. I appreciate you coming in and you respect this channel. Thank you so much. But however, whatever you want to say, you have every right to say it. But however, the only thing I'm asking is for you to say it in a way where you're not going against YouTube community guidelines and standards. That's all I'm asking. That's it. But you can say whatever you want to say. It's cool. As long as you're going through the YouTube community guidelines and standards, you can say that. People being in the chat, commenting, and they've been saying certain things. They've been either agreeing with it, they've been disagreeing with it, or whatever. But Just stay within the YouTube community guidelines and standards, because guess what? At the end of the day, guess who's going to be held accountable for what's been said in the comments or in the chat? Me. I'm going to have to deal with that. Not y'all. I do. So that's why I enforce the YouTube community guidelines and standards on this channel, because I put in hard work to get the channel the way that I want it to be. And so, yes, I require respect, but you can still do what you do. Just do it in a respectful way. You have to learn how to, best way I can say, learn how to control yourself, all right? This is the best way I can say. But let's continue, y'all.
Only with my biological mother, and me being a grown person, like I could spend that time with her without hurting people's feelings, without having to get permission, try to set a point. We could just go. At that time, I was buying my first home. It was like the timing was perfect. I had just got back. My father had passed. I was down, y'all. And that was like the joy that had came back to me. I was so happy. And I let her come to my new home, and it ended up like I had asked her where, I told her where I was gonna be moving to and where I was gonna live. And she just so happened to live in the same city, had been there for a long time. So growing up, we was only like maybe 10 minutes away from each other my whole life. And now we were gonna be like 5 minutes away where I was moving to. So I invited her over to my home, y'all. I dove in. I was gonna give her a key. She did her thing in the social media world, and so we was talking about plans of her doing different things at my home, and I was just wide open. Like, I didn't look at it like this is a stranger that you just meeting. I looked at it like this is your mother that you have found, and I was gonna treat her like the mother that raised me. Because that's just me. That's the type of heart I got. I was going to give her whatever I had and share whatever I had. That's what I was going to do. And we was going to make up for that time that we never had. Well, I guess I was going too fast. She introduced me to family. Family immediately started reaching out on social media platforms. I would ask her, who is this? She told me I have 2 siblings on her side, a sister and a brother. She told them about me. I talked to them. We met. My sister, she and I, we look alike as well. She's a beautiful young lady, my baby sister. Praying still that one day we will be able to talk and build a relationship. I know all things are possible with God. But she has a loyalty to her, which I understand, because that is who raised her. And where we are now, we do not speak. So me and my mother, we don't speak. So my sister, I would hate for her to be in the middle, and I wasn't gonna do that to her. So I still will reach out and let her know every now and again, I'm here. I'm always be here. You're my baby sister, regardless of us growing up or not. But I respect the boundary. So anyway, I met all these people. I met my 2 aunts, and my aunties are everything. Ever since day one, they've been there for me. I am deployed. This is my 2nd deployment, and on the 1st deployment, they was everything. I lost my mother on that deployment, and so God allowed them to fill that gap, basically, them and others, but for sure them. It was wonderful to have biological aunties checking on me, talking to me every day. It was just amazing. And so we are still close to this day. A lot of things have happened, which things do occur when you're getting to know people. But we were able to push through and stay strong, and we are good. So I'm not going to go into what happened with, while we're not talking. It's not important. It doesn't matter. Those doors are closed and in God's hands. So we're going to leave it there. But I ended up, what was it? I had a new baby. I have a 2-year-old son. I have a 15-year-old daughter, and I have a 7-year-old.
I do have a perspective about while she's saying that, but I'm a wait. I'll address it later, y'all.
But in that time, I was able to meet my father, 2 more sisters, 2 more brothers, and I just met all my family. I found out that one of my cousins.
Hold on, real quick, y'all. Real quick, B Nicole, she had went to blog professional to blog comfortable. She done said, forget the professionalism. I'm supposed to get comfortable on you boys. Which I don't blame her. I don't blame her at all. One thing that y'all need to understand about being content creators is that when you sit it down for a long period of time, man, shoot, your booty be hurting. I ain't lying, like say, y'all. Sometimes when y'all be seeing me doing this and I got cushion on my chair, but it still hurt because you be sitting down for a real long time. I ain't lying, y'all. God dang.
What?
Y'all just don't know the struggles that us content creators and influencers go through, for real. That's to do these shows for y'all.
Who's already real cool, and now we even have titles. We went to high school together. He dated my best friend in high school, and yeah, we was always around each other. And yeah, I had met my aunt before, been to the house, everything. We didn't even know. So I met all of my father's side. Everything is all good, and I just can't thank God enough, y'all. I just, we be wanting stuff and say He'll give you the desires of your heart, but sometimes that is not always good for you. What you asking Him for might not be good for you, or it might not be good at the time. Like, yes, after going through the YouTube experience, like I told y'all in the beginning, I told this story, and I was coming from a place of hurt and anger.
Now, keep in mind what she's going to say, because these last particular parts is critical to the next segment that we're going to push into, right? Very critical. As a matter of fact, I'm going to rewind it back just a tad so y'all can understand this, okay?
After going through the YouTube experience, like I told y'all in the beginning, I told this story, and I was coming from a place of hurt and anger and probably misunderstanding, because I didn't understand her feelings. So to you, I want to tell you, I apologize for that, and
now, those of y'all who follow my channel, y'all know I have a huge pet peeve for people apologizing for certain type of behavior. I have a huge pet peeve for that. The reason why is because the only reason why you're apologizing is because you're trying to accept validation for your said behavior that you did. During the time when you did it, you didn't apologize because you felt that it was true. You felt that it was true in that moment. So instead of apologizing about it, I would say take accountability for it. You don't have to apologize to that person for your behavior. Just accept accountability, period. That's the same equivalent to a person trying to ask someone for forgiveness. Why are you asking a person for forgiveness when forgiveness is not for that person? Forgiveness is for you because you're the one who transgressed against the person. So it is you who should be forgiving yourself for putting yourself into that space to begin with in the first place. Okay? But let's continue.
I ask that you forgive me because I'm always keep things right with God. And in order to do that, I have to forgive myself when I do things wrong, and I have to forgive others when they do me wrong. And I have to ask for forgiveness. And so I apologize to you for whatever it is, me not understanding you, me putting that video out like I did the first time. I wanted to be known. I wanted to be accepted. But God accepted me. My family He gave me accepted me. And that's all that matters. So I wish you well. I hope, God continues to bless you. And I say to other people that have been adopted, like, you're going to always have that feeling in you. You're going to want to know. Don't feel bad about it. If you want to do something, go look, go search. But don't press, don't push it, don't force it. Because sometimes if you're spiritual especially and you trust and believe in God and you ask Him for things, if He's saying no, it's a no, let it go. It's a no for a reason. When He closes doors, sometimes it's for protection, for your protection. You keep trying to open it, He's going to let you go on through that door. And everything that you might find in that open door, it could destroy you. It could hold you back from blessings. You never know. He will still be right there to pull you through at the end. But we be hard-headed. So sometimes He got to just step out the way and let you do what you're going to do. And then be like, come on back. Come on back. And that's what, happened with me. I didn't really try to force it. I just didn't understand. And it was hard for me to let go. But I have let that go. I have moved on. I am prayed up. I stay up. It's 2024. He opened a new door, and we finna make it do what it do.
All right, so that's the end of this particular segment of this video. All right, one thing that I want to add on to what she was saying is this. It reminds me of how we are as parents right now. A lot of things that we do as parents, we do things to provide for our children, and we also do things to protect our children. The reason why we do that is because we as parents, we already have experienced certain things that our children never experienced and they want to experience. Like say for example, many of us, we probably had like either our sons or our daughters or both, right? For some strange reason, they want to sit up here and put their hand on the stove, knowing good and well the stove is hot. You tell them no, but they just have this burning desire that they just need to do this. So eventually they end up doing it, end up getting burnt. And guess what we do as parents? We console them. We get pissed off at them for sure because we told them over and over again not to do this certain thing. If you do this certain thing, then this is going to be the results that's going to happen. So the reason why I'm sharing this with y'all is because in life, that's how it is with us as adults. There are certain things after that it honestly is for your protection. It's not meant for you to go down that path. Because if you go down that path, it's going to take you to somewhere that's going to be very difficult for you to get out of. And I'm saying this for a reason. The reason why I'm saying this for a reason is because remember the first time around that B. Nicole has shared this story with us, right? She shared this story and ended up taking her down a path. And guess what? Now she's trying to, as she's saying, she's trying to reinvent herself or reinvent the content that she's bringing out, which nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with it. To me, part of that is the equivalency of trying to take accountability and trying to take charge of the decisions that you make in the past. So I understand that. But at the same time, remember what I said earlier, when you go down that path that you shouldn't go down, right, it is hard to get out of it because it wasn't meant for you to go down that path to begin with in the first place. That's why I said earlier that her father seen the path. He's seen what was going to be the end result if you were to take this path. He's seen it. He foresaw it. So he did his best as a father to protect her from that. But guess what? Guess what? I hate to say this, but the moment when her father passed away, the moment when she lost that anchor, because keep in mind, she was mentioning her father more than her mother. She loves her mother. She do. But not only she loves her mother, but she loves her father and she respect her father, even so that she respect her father decisions and say so. That's why, to me, that's why it's like she needed that validation from her father. But the moment when her father became ill and getting ready to leave this earth, guess what she did? She went on ahead and did this thing. And the reason why is because just like parents, right? We be holding on to our children's hand for so long until we're physically, mentally, and spiritually unable to do it. And guess what? We have to let our children go, and we have to trust that the lessons that we taught our children will stay in them. Okay? This is the whole concept about train up a child the way they should go. Because when they get older, it should depart from them, right? But sometimes in life situations, even though you train them the way that you want them to go, sometimes it be that burning desire that they want to touch the stove. And that's how the way it is with us as adults. We be having that burning desire that we want to still touch the stove. We want to go down a certain path that we should not go down. Let me make this personal with each and every last one of y'all who are watching right now. Maybe one of y'all had chose a certain path. Some of y'all probably have family who are addicts, who are addicted to alcohol, who are addicted to marijuana, who are addicted to sex, who are addicted to certain type of triggering things that make them be addicted, right? And your parents, whether if it's your mother, your father, your single mother, single father, grandma, whoever it is, that was a guardianship in your life. They did their very best to try to protect you from going down that path because they seen the end result of the path. But guess what you did? You decided that you wanted to touch that stove. You decided that I'm going to go ahead and see what this thing is about. And guess what? A lot of y'all are in the same situation too, where you touch that stove, you got the burn mark, but it's hard for you to recover. It's hard for you to get out of it. Same thing in the situation with her. I believe that by her trying to reinvent herself, or I put it to you this way, her trying to correct everything that happened in the past, it's still that burning desire to touch that stove. And that's the thing that I believe that she haven't mastered yet. Y'all want to know the reason why I say that? The reason why I say that is because we are going to watch another video. And this is going to solidify my point about this, okay? So we're gonna watch another video, and it's gonna solidify my point, and I'm gonna give y'all the reason why I believe that she is in this space that she's at right now, y'all. But before we do, make sure y'all get make sure y'all get that thumbs up, y'all, as well too, because it do help the channel. And appreciate everybody who are in the live right now, and I hope that this live is giving y'all a different perspective, all right? Because once again, this my shows, it isn't about trying to beef with people. It's not trying to roast people or do anything like that. My shows is always talking about behavior, is always pointing out accountability, and possibly give any type of solution if solutions is available. This how we roll in this house, for real. All right. So let's go ahead and review this particular content, and y'all going to understand why I was saying what I was saying.
This message, I'm going to jump right into. This is for you, Phyllis. This is for you. I just realized that ever since I met you, it's been a roller coaster of emotions for me. Now, I came on this deployment, and by the way, you can't call nobody, you can't report me for nothing, because what I'm finna say is not disrespectful. It's disrespectful to me, but because of how you've been treating me. But it's not disrespectful towards you, it's the truth. But there's nobody for you to call because my time on active duty is done. There's nothing you can do to me. You tried to ruin everything. My character, my career, the love for my family. And I just want you to know that I forgive you. I don't like you, but I forgive you.
Now, keep in mind that once again, she's trying to get validation from her biological mother, which is Philly Phil. Once again, she's trying to get this validation from her. Now, once again, I pointed out to y'all that forgiveness isn't for her mother. Forgiveness is actually for her, B. Nicole. She had to forgive herself, but in other words, when you want to go down a certain path, right? The moment when you see something that is enticing, the moment when you see something that is so captivating, that's going to trigger your curiosity, it's going to immediately put you right back down that hole that you're trying so hard to get out of. What I mean, that's to give y'all some context of what she's talking about. Her biological mom, Philly Phil, had made it abundantly clear that she did not want to have nothing to do with her. She said it on her shows. Hell, for us, what I done seen, she also did put it on community walls and all kind of stuff, that she didn't want to have nothing to do with her based on the things that happened between them in the past. Now, I have a double perspective about this. Part of me, my humanity side of me is in parts with B. Nicole, because in my mind, I'm thinking, why would a mother do that to her daughter? If you say that you love your daughter and you want the very best for your daughter, why continue to put her in a certain space where she's trying to still figure out well if you love her or not? It would be more beneficial. Once again, this is my humanity, my moral part of me, right? It'd be more beneficial that if y'all cannot come to an agreement with y'all relationship, right, where you keep clashing, it'd be more beneficial that you could just simply love her from afar. Facts. You could just love her from afar. You don't have to mention anything about her. You don't have to do, community posts on her. You don't have to do shorts on her. You don't have to do none of that. You could simply just love her for and let it go. You could be the example that she needs. You could do that. Now, on the other hand, I also understand where her mom is coming from, Philly Phil. I understand that she had made certain choices, the decision to make her mom feel the way how she's feeling right now. I understand that. I understand that she done participated in certain type of content and all kind of stuff that make her mom feel the way that she feel. I understand that. From both perspectives, both of them have participated in some unwanted behavior, especially on these YouTube streets. Both of them. Both of them need to be held accountable for their choices and decisions that they have made and or that they are continuing to make. Somebody had to finally come to the realization that, hey, we're not going to agree, so I'm going to be the bigger person and I'm just going to totally let it go. I'm totally going to let it go. Regardless of what the other person say, I'm just going to let it go. I'm not going to say anything else because I know where you at. Somebody got to do that. But the reason why I was showing y'all the first video is because, to my understanding, that's what I was believing where B. Nicole was going. That she was going into the space like, hey, regardless of what happened in the past, it's fine. I take full accountability for my part in it, and I'm letting it go, and I'm moving forward to a new and better version for myself. But remember what I told y'all about that addiction. Remember what I told y'all about the kid touching the stove, that it just seems so enticing that it just take one little spark to make you relapse. This particular spark could be as simply as Philly Phil saying, not the mama. One little spark. It could be something as simple as Philly Phil posting community walls or wherever she does. One little spark. Now, if she's in this truly, in this space that she wants to move on, it is not Philly Phil, but it's B. Nicole responsibility to fulfill that. Not to prove to us, not to prove to people on YouTube, not to even prove it to her biological mom, but it's to prove to herself and to prove to the Most High God that you're more than capable of handling it, even when the pressure is on, even when you see evidence that this situation could go on, even if it's not Philly Phil, it could be the people who she's around, who's influencing the behavior. Even when you see that, you have to take a stand. If you say that you want to do better, do better. You have to do better. Don't allow nobody, not even me, not even nobody in this chat. You do better for you. You do better for the Most High God. You do that. But unfortunately, on this particular thing, she dropped the ball. But let's listen.
And I'm making this video because I know somewhere or another you're going to see it. Whether you following me behind a troll page and you get the alert, or one of your trolls or your evil friends send it to you, you're going to get the message. So this is for you, Phyllis. I have for over 41 years, since the day you decided to give me up, the day you slept with Tony, since that day, you put something out into the atmosphere, into my spirit, my DNA, that was going to affect me for my whole life. And that's the spirit of rejection. I've been seeing a counselor since I've been out here. And I am not crazy. But emotionally, you got me all emotionally out of whack. And the first step is for me to let go. I didn't know how to let go. I thought I had let go.
There's a one saying that the Christian faith says about rejection, right? Rejection is for your protection. And this goes back to what I was saying earlier about her father, and what I was saying earlier about how the way her father was trying to protect her. Even then, her father, not only her father, but the Most High God, even then was trying to protect her. Really was. But yet and still, and this is something that I say on this channel, a lot of these women who be on here, they know I say this all the time, and I'm going to say it again. But this goes along the whole point that a lot of these modern day women have this entitlement mentality, and they don't care. They don't care if God himself would tell you no. If God himself or herself, where you want to call him, say, hell no, don't do that. Guess what? You're going to have this entitlement mentality thinking that I'm going to do it anyway. And so that rejection is actually for your protection. Here's another thing about rejection that I want you to consider as well too. Whenever you accept rejection in a negative way, it's going to put you into a certain negative space. Okay. Let me give you an example. On my channel, I talk a lot about the red pill community. I talk about the manosphere community, purple pill. I talk about feminism on here. I talk about mid-toe. I talk about passport bros, all kind of stuff on here. Right? One thing that I mentioned about all these things that I discuss about, right, is about rejection, preferably about the men. There are certain type of men who can't handle rejection. Even more so, there are even more certain type of women who cannot handle rejection. It's facts. It takes for you to learn a certain skill to learn how to handle rejection. It doesn't just come to you. It's something that you have to practice of doing. The one thing about it, ladies, is that the only thing about it is that, ladies, us men, we have way more experience in rejection than y'all do because we're used to it. But you get that little beta male or that simp or that incel or whatever who take rejection. Them the ones who want to do something weird and crazy, which just goes along with my point that I'm making right now. Sometimes people, when they get that rejection, they want to do something crazy that is out of character. This is the point that I'm making with you, is that the moment when you receive that rejection, it puts you immediately out of character. It immediately end up taking away the very core work or the very core testimony that you working on towards yourself. Because based on what you said earlier in your first stream, I believe that you're being honest and sincere that you want to do things better. You want to reinvent yourself. You want to change. You want to evolve. I believe you. I honestly believe you. But even when that situation happened, right, where you be tested and tried, it is up to you to make a choice. Here's another thing too I want you to consider. There are certain people out there will tell you this lie. They will say, don't let people do certain things to you. You have every right to respond back. You have every right to give the same energy as they give you. I want to tell you, based on your relationship and where you're trying to go, that is the very thing that's holding you back. I'm being real about it. That is the thing that is holding you back. That's the thing that's keeping you from progressing even further to where you want to go. It is holding you back. Don't let anyone, not even myself, no people on YouTube, people in your personal circle, don't let them convince you that lie. Because let's be honest, the things that we say, especially the back and forth on YouTube, all it is at the end of the day is words. And you have the choice to either accept the words and make it come into your immediate reality or not. Do you know that every single day that when I put out content, right, do you know that it be people that they be saying certain things about me and I don't give a fuck. And I do not care. The reason why is because I don't let what people say about me become my immediate reality, because I know it's not the truth. But when you accept that into your reality, you're accepting their truth. So don't let people sit up here and manipulate and lie to you. That's all I'm saying. But let's continue.
Thought I wasn't dealing with nothing, but I will not allow the bitch that you are, the evil heifer bitch that you are, to do what you've done to me, to my children. I will not allow that. Me being a woman of God, I will forgive you. Me being a human being still, fighting every day to live right and live for God, but still a work in progress, I never deal with you until you come to me humbly and apologize for all the evil things you said, for all the ways you treated me, just for everything. And explain to me why you decided to lay with him, why you decided to have me, why you decided to bring me home, why you decided to give me up, and then why you decided to meet me and allow me in your life, introduce me to my family after I told you how I felt about everything my whole life.
All these questions that she's asking herself, I agree with her on that. I do. I agree with her. Why all this stuff transpired the way it did? The answer to that question is because of choice. Just yesterday, right? Those of y'all who haven't seen the stream that I did last night, check out that stream, okay? But last night on that stream, I made a bold statement, and I know people is not going to agree with it, but it is the truth. Last night on that stream, it was a content creator that had got a IG model pregnant. This dude had made it clear that he didn't want to have nothing to do with this baby. Kind of sound familiar, right? This dude made it abundantly clear that he didn't want to have nothing to do with this baby. But however, that IG model was still here trying to force him to take on the responsibility of that child. Guess what I said about that? I said that it's better out for you to go ahead and abort that child. I literally said it. The reason why I said that is because in some situations, right? In some situations, it'd be better for you to just take on the responsibility and not have that child, period. Because why would you want to bring a child into a world where they're going to be rejected, where they're not going to be accepted, where they're going to be questioned their whole life, even when they become adults, even all the way to the point where they die? Why would you do that? So the question she asked is very valid. So for us with Phyllis and her father, I believe that the choice, the decision that she made with her was not a good decision, especially since she decided to go ahead and keep her. I know that it was a conversation that happened where Phyllis and her baby daddy had this conversation. I'm pretty sure the conversation went like this. Babe, I'm pregnant. I don't want that child. What do you mean I don't want that child? I don't want to take on that responsibility to have being a father, especially due to our circumstances. Well, God told me that this child is going to be a blessing, and I don't believe in deleting the child, so I'm going to keep the child. And now, when I said on that stream last night, I said the reason why these type of women do that is not because of the benefit of the child. They're doing it because they want to get back on that dude because of his response. They want to get back at that dude because of his response, because he didn't want to be a father. And I had told y'all last night that on that stream, if that dude would have said it in reverse, hey, I want to keep the baby. Let's keep the baby. Oh, man, we're going to welcome her to life. And guess what she would have did? She had deleted that child. Show with him. So her questions, to be honest, her questions, B. Nicole questions are valid. Why did you do this? Why did you make this decision? And now I'm born into this life and you set a certain path in my life. Even though she ended up cashing out, ended up having a good life. Even though that happened, that question still is valid to the why. Why would you do that? But let's continue.
And then decide to reject me again after I expressed to you how I felt. You decided to reject me again. It was not my place to keep no secret for you and not go and look for my father. And I didn't even know at the time about you and my father. I just knew you didn't want me to look for him. I didn't understand it, but it was all about you. Ever since I met you, it's been all about you. Me this. Why you doing me like this? Why this person? No child of mine is this evil. That's a fact. I'm not evil. I'm not evil. I don't have your number. I would never come to your house. I would never come looking for you. I have never even tried to stalk you, even though you put them lies out there. I have never done anything.
See, I have to question that too. If she's not doing all these things that she's allegedly saying right there, how do she know that Philly Phil is saying all these derogatory things about her? How does she know that? The answer to that question is because I wouldn't say that she's per se stalking PP. That goes back to what I was saying earlier about when you put your hand on that stove, you want to be curious. It becomes addicting. So the moment when, hell, there could be somebody who told her that. Say, hey, your mom is talking about you on social media. Now keep in mind that also she is out there and she's deployed currently right now. Once again, salute for her service. But she's out there deployed, focusing on protecting this country. So she's out there focusing on protecting this country. How in the world does she have time to go back and listen to what her mom is saying about her in a derogatory way? Then this also goes with my point as well too, of what I'm talking about with her. When it's simple, if you say that you're trying to elevate yourself, you're trying to grow, you're trying to be a new version of yourself, everything that's been said about you, it should not bother you. Does it not say in the Christian Bible, right, that it say no weapon formed against me shall prosper? And weapons could be a physical weapon, it could be a mental weapon, and it also could be a spiritual weapon as well too. If you believe in that testimony and you in this path for trying to do what you got to do, which I honestly believe that's what you want to do. If you in this path, that do not let these type of weapons take you out of your faith and take you out of your character. Do not allow people to come into your life that, especially people who you're centered around, do not allow them to constantly be in your life and constantly putting you into this certain space. Because you have way more important things that you're dealing with than to deal with a mother who have rejected you. You have way more bigger purpose than to come on to social media and do a stream and talk about this. But let's continue, y'all.
Disrespectful to you because I respected the position. You had me, so that made you a mother. But you're not a mother. And this hold has been on me for over 40 years. Rejection, abandonment, and I'm sick of it. I am so tired. I want to let you go. I want to let you go. I put on a face and I say I don't care. I don't care about you. I care about the fact that you're my mother and that I'll never get to have my biological mother in my life while I'm still living alive, healthy, and well on this earth. And you are too, as far as we know. and I'll never get to have you and experience a biological mother in my life. You took that from me. You took it.
I want to say this too. I want to say this, and I was going to try to hold my words on this to be as nice as possible, but I'm going to just be straight up real. Who the hell cares that your biological mother do not want to be in your life? The only person who cares about that is you. Also, I'm also going to be wondering, by her holding on to this whole concept about her biological mother, I wanted my biological mother in my life and I'm holding on to this, do you not understand that that's a slap at your mother's face? Now I'm talking about not your biological mother, I'm talking about your mother. The one who was there from you the whole entire time, the one who gave you a great life, the one who was teaching you and training you how to be a woman, the one who was there to help you do your homework, the one who was there to help put on dresses for you, the ones who was there at your programs at school, the one who was clapping in the audience when you graduated from high school and you received your diploma. That is your actual mother. You're going to have to make a choice. And that's where it boils down to. You're going to have to choose. You have to choose this path. The first path is for you to totally let feel go. Do not let anyone in your space to try to influence you to get back to this space. Let her totally go. I'm not for certain if your mother is living or not. But if she's living, go and love on that woman who's been there for you. Because she the one who deserves this. She the one who deserves your attention. She the one who deserves all that from you. Phil do not deserve your love. And also, she do not want your love. She don't even want to receive it. So take it for what it is. Let it go. I know what you're going to say. You can't tell me what to do. You can't tell me to let it go. I'm going to let it go whenever I feel like I want to let it go. To be honest, as long as you stay in that space, you will never be healed. You will always be sad. You will always be trying to figure things out. I'm just saying. Just let it go. Love on the woman who's been there for you all your life, because she deserves that. Hell, a matter of fact, on Mother's Day coming up, love on her. But let's continue.
When you decided to give me up, and you're so selfish and evil and hateful that you can't even express to me in private or nobody in the family what you are angry with me for. And I've been carrying that burden ever since I said I cussed you out on YouTube last time. Out of frustration, hurt, and anger. I did that, and I won't apologize for that. Because you have sat up here and wished that you have avoided me, wished that you never met me, denied me being your child, denied the family members that love me. You have caused me so much pain.
Okay, Kenya, you saying, I said in the chat, y'all saying that her adopted parents are no longer living? Okay. You know what? If her adopted parents is no longer living, then I could understand why she's in this space. I can understand that. Hold on, let me I'm gonna go to my main screen so y'all could hear my point of view about this. All right. I just want y'all to consider this, okay? I can understand why she's in this particular space, okay? Imagine this, y'all. Imagine the people who did everything for you, who love you, who protected you, who provided for you, who was always there for you, is no longer living. Who are you left with? Who are you left with to come and talk about your problems? Who are you left with to come and be a part of, the family dinners and the get-togethers and different things like that? Who do you have to do that? Who? You don't have no one to do that other than her immediate family, and that's it. Which is nothing wrong with that. That's fine, but there's something different about having your parents there. But when they're no longer there, I'm going to be honest with y'all. It leaves a certain type of void. The reason why I understand this is because when I was 18 years old, my father had passed away. Like how it is with B. Nicole, I had that same very close relationship with my father. I had a relationship with my mom, and I love my mom, but I had a really, really close relationship with my father. Same exact way how B. Nicole was with her father. But the moment when my father passed away, it left an emptiness in me. It left something. I can't explain it. It left a type of void in me where I didn't know what to do. Because I had relied on my father for so much. I relied on his advice. I had relied on his guidance. I had relied on his protection. All these different things. I relied on him to do that for me. But the moment when he passed away, I felt that I no longer had that. Now keep in mind, there's nothing wrong with me and my mother and that connection. We have that connection, but it was a different type of connection with my father. So I'm saying all this because I can understand why she will start getting into the space. Now, do I agree with the actions behind it? No, I don't. But I can understand why she's in this particular space, because when you no longer have that and you have a backup plan per se, you have another option that's out there on the table. Would it be more logical for you to try to pursue that secondary option, even though that secondary option could be bad? Once again, that goes with the whole example that I was giving y'all earlier about the child that want to touch the stove, knowing good and well it's going to hurt them, but you still want to do it anyway. Or the grown adult who want to go and do drugs, knowing good and well it's going to hurt you, but you want to do it anyway. You want to do it anyway. So maybe I just want y'all to consider that as a possibility, that since she lost that right, this became a secondary option for her to pursue. Now, once again, do I agree with her actions behind it? No, I don't. No, I don't. As y'all clearly see, I don't. I don't. But maybe that's the possibility of why she's in this space. But let's continue, y'all. Salute to everyone in the chat as well, too. Make sure you hit thumbs up as you come into the live. Appreciate it, y'all. Appreciate it. Let's go.
And I'm working through it. But it affects me and my life in a lot of different ways. And I want you to see this message. I don't care what you say in response to the message if it's negative. I don't care. It's not meant to be negative. It's meant to let you know that I'm ready to let go of this pain. I don't think you know what you say and how it affects me. I have tried not to disrespect you. I have tried not to bother you. I have not tried. I have not bothered you at all. And I continue, even on this 6-month deployment, to hear things that you said about me. And I stayed quiet so I could focus. But I lost one of my good friends 3 weeks ago. A real good friend of mine. We met in the military. She was more of a family member to me than you have ever been and ever will be.
See, and her statement right there solidified what I'm telling y'all about that void. Did y'all not hear what she said? Did y'all not hear it? Listen to it again.
3 weeks ago, a real good friend of mine. We met in the military. She was more of a family member to me than you have ever been and ever.
She said that her friend was more of a family member than her biological mother. Now, once again, she already had experienced that emptiness, that void when she lost her parents. Now, she felt a more type of void fulfilled when she had that friend that was in her life. But she ended up now losing that friend. And guess what? She now got that void again. So that's why I'm trying to give y'all a different perspective to consider. Once when you lose that certain void in your life, you're going to want to, naturally, you're going to want to find something to replace that. It's only natural human behavior to do that. Some of y'all do it in different ways. Let's have this accountability moment real quick, y'all. Because I want y'all to understand. Some of y'all do it in different ways. Some of y'all will fulfill that void by finding a significant other, by getting married. Some of y'all who don't want to get married, right? Y'all will fulfill that empty void by just going around smashing people. Some of y'all will fill that empty void by going and drinking your life away, smoking your life away. Even some of y'all will fulfill this empty void by going and getting pregnant, getting a child. Some of y'all will fill this empty void by getting a pet. But even then, through human nature, you're going to want to do something to fulfill that empty void that you're dealing with. Now, once again, do I agree with her actions of what she's doing right now? No, I don't. Because this particular thing is taking her out of her character. This particular thing is taking her, as y'all say, as Christian people say, it's taking away from your testimony. Yeah, it's taking away from your testimony of what you're trying to do or what you're trying to accomplish. That's pretty much what it's doing. But let's continue, y'all.
Will be. And when God took her out the blue unexpectedly, it made me realize how short this life is. I don't want to leave this earth being angry with you, Phyllis. I don't want to leave this world hating you. I don't.
Oh, and also, I see what South Patch put in the chat too. The whole point of why I'm saying this, I'm not trying to convince y'all to feel sorry for her. No, that is not what I'm doing. But what I'm doing is trying to give y'all a different perspective. Now, if you agree with it or not, that is fine. It is absolutely fine. But I got to put it out there. Okay? But let's continue.
I do not. I just want to heal. I just want to heal. And you took my sister from me that I always have hoped to have. My brother, I don't know what you told them, but it had to be a choice that you made them make to choose me or you. You called me a stranger. I don't think you understand when a person look for somebody all their life and have this feeling of emptiness, to know who they are, where they come from, And then they find that person and they look just like them. And then because I got my feelings hurt, you were ignoring me. You were busy because you were worried about a YouTube channel. Ashley got to spend time with you all her life. Ashley got to spend time with you in Florida. You was out there. You called me while you were there. When you came back, it was like a divide all of a sudden, a division. And I didn't know why. And so I sent you the message. I did.
Real quick, I noticed something. All right. I pick up a lot on people's body language. Okay. One thing that I could determine based on this particular segment is that her body language is telling me that she's not per se lying, but she's being disingenuous. Okay. She's being disingenuous about the situation. I don't know why she's in this space to be that way, but that's what appears to me based on her body language. But let's continue.
Out of hurt, out of anger, hoping you would be like, no, that's not what it is. That's not what it's gonna be. I want to spend time with you. You even said things then that I just didn't think was right, but I just wanted to know you. Then I sent you another message because I was getting all the messages that you were sending to family members. Phyllis, you are wrong. You've been wrong. You let that man clown me. You let that evil heifer from Detroit clown me. And I don't care who come for me. I don't care about YouTube like that. But I know this gonna reach you. This is not a threat. This is not to harm you in no type of way. I don't come out here to put on no show like you do.
Now she's once again getting back into the space of validation. She's getting back into the space of validation to where she's looking for the acceptance of people on YouTube. The thing about this is that the people on YouTube do not know her life. The only thing that people know on YouTube is based on what she put out there, or even further, based on the energy that you put out there. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. And the reason why I'm saying that is because who cares about what people think about you on YouTube? I'm gonna say this as well too. I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna be honest. I don't have no type of ill feelings about you personally, nor I don't have any type of ill feelings of your one biological mother, which is Philly Phil. I don't. With that being said, is that the choices and decisions that you and her are making based on what I have observed, and even based on this show that we're doing right now, I don't agree with it. I don't. But it comes to the point where, once again, you have to make a choice. You could either stay in this space where you're at and allow the influence of people who you don't know, people who, for some strange reason, you're allowed no access to your life, what's affecting your immediate life. Where at the end of the day, these people, including myself, we are not entitled to have access to your life. We're not entitled to have access to your heart and to your mind and to your spirit. We're not entitled to that, period. But as long as we stay in this space, as long as you open up that door and you allow people to have the access, guess what? People are going to have different perspectives about that. People are going to have different opinions about that. Some of it's going to be positive. Some of it's going to be negative. But you have to make a choice to what you want to choose to do. You have to make a choice. You have to make a choice. You have to want to choose if you want to truly be free or not. Same thing with your biological mom, PP. She had to make a choice. She had to choose whether she wanted to be free or not. And I'm gonna say this to both of y'all. Freedom comes with sacrifice. Once again, freedom comes with sacrifice. What do I mean? The sacrifice that I'm talking about is that you have to choose to do what is right. Both of y'all. Because obviously, throughout this whole entire time, even by her doing this, obviously the choices and decisions that both of y'all are doing is not benefiting y'all whatsoever, because it keep putting y'all into this space, this revolving door. A matter of fact, and we're gonna get back to this. We almost done this video, but I just felt I need to share this with y'all real quick. A content creator had shared this, y'all, and I want to share this with y'all real quick. I was gonna put it on my community wall, but I just didn't. But I'm gonna share it with y'all. Content creator shared this message, and I want y'all to look at this real quick. Everybody who are looking at the stream, I want y'all to view this and let me know what you think about this. What does that say? What does it say? Don't worry, I'll read it for y'all. It says this: to attract better, you have to become better. You can't keep doing the same things and to expect change. Transform your mindset. This particular saying is so valid in this stream right now. Because it's simple. If you want better, you have to become better. The one way you become better is by you not repeating the same mistakes over and over again, nor allow people to influence you to continue doing the same mistakes over and over again. Because when people, and I'm talking about both of y'all, if you have people in your spaces who keep on influencing you to be in the space, y'all need to immediately remove them from your immediate reality. Because if you don't do that, then you'll never grow. If you don't do that, you will miss out your opportunity, as y'all say, y'all blessings. It is very true that we could become our own worst enemies based on our choices and decisions that we make. It is very true. So it's simple. Change your mindset. Transform yourself. And just like I stated earlier, I honestly believe that you, B. Nicole, that you honestly really, really do. This time around, you really, really do want to do better, but just keep getting caught up in the same traps. Just keep getting caught up in the same concepts, the same bull crap. Don't allow yourself to get caught up. Do better. Same thing for you on Philly Field, same concept. If you want to attract better, you got to become better. Don't get caught up in the same traps, because there are plenty of traps out there. I see it all the time. I see it all the time. Where be them traps out there where you immediately get y'all caught up. And I also see Philly Phil want to do better as well too. I see it. I see the work. But don't get caught up in the same traps over and over again, because them traps do not mean you well at all. All it's going to do is keep you in this certain space, and it's going to make you miss out on your opportunity for a blessing. And I'm being dead serious with you. From you don't have to consider me as a brother or whatever, but that's from one content creator to another. I see it. I see for what it is. I see it for what it is. And this goes, and this lesson is not only talking to this B. Nicole and Philly Phil. This goes to a lot of y'all out there as well too, because I see it. A lot of y'all out there keep on falling for the same trap over and over again. Some of y'all honestly be trying to get away from certain things, especially on YouTube. But you get caught up in the same traps over and over again. For some strange reason, y'all honestly believe that since you're content creators, that you're not subject to people talking about you. But that's the whole point about being content creators. That's the whole point about being influencers. It's the whole point of it. So don't get caught up in the same traps. Do better. Become better. If it takes for you to get in counseling and you start learning your certain triggers that triggers you, do that. Do whatever it takes for you to elevate yourself. Do whatever it takes for you to evolve into the best version of yourself. Because you're going to always have pushback. You're going to always have what is called an adversary that's always going to put you in the space. A matter of fact, this reminds me of this saying too. I got another saying for y'all. This reminds me of this. In life, a person will become one of two things. You will either become the hero to people, or you will live long enough to become a villain to people. But even though these two choices is there and it's evident, it all based on how the way you're perceiving is based on how you move. It's based on how you choose for it to happen. I'm just saying, y'all. But let's continue. We almost done, y'all.
Do you know, I hear about you coming out here making videos drunk. You need to get drunk in the spirit and ask God to heal your heart before it's too late. You got family members that love you. Aunt Vet ain't did nothing to you. She just chose to love me. We got more in common because we both feel rejected by you. And that ain't nothing she told me. That's what I watched and witnessed from you. You compete with everybody. It's not a competition when it comes to family. We just wanted to love you. But again, I don't like your ways. I don't like how you treat me. I don't like how you treat people. And then you play the victim. And you are wrong. And I have been praying. I have been speaking to my counselor. And I'm ready to release this pain, this rejection spirit feeling that I always feel of wanting to be loved and accepted.
I'm kind of curious about how that conversation is going with her counselor or one therapist, because based on my experience, now once again, I'm not a licensed therapist or anything like that, all right? But however, I do have the skills of being a therapist, okay? Based on my educational skills and based on my professional experience. So, based on that, a actual therapist would be saying the same exact thing that I'm telling y'all right now. Where we be trying to figure out what are all the triggering points that's putting her into the space that she in right now. Then after when we figure out all the triggering points of what's putting her into the space, guess what we're going to do? We're going to put up a plan that's going to challenge accountability. Then within that plan, accountability is going to create solutions. But the one thing about it is that it is up to her to want to do the work. Therapists cannot force people to make a choice. If you're ever in a therapy section and you're dealing with a therapist and that therapist is trying to manipulate you to create a choice, then you need to terminate that therapist immediately. Because therapists, even psychotherapists, even psychologists, they don't force people to make a choice. They put what is known as the possibility thereof out there for that person to choose. They put out accountability, then they also put out a plan or solution where you could follow that. That's what they do. But it's up to her to choose that, or others out there. It's up to them to choose that, to choose the plan and stick to that plan no matter what, no matter how hard it is. And that's how I'm saying as well too.
My mother is gone. And the only way I can see the one that I look like that made me is by looking at YouTube. And when I do see you through somebody else's page, because I don't come over there, you always look so hateful and angry. But I don't believe that that's what it is. I refuse to believe that you are this evil and mean and hateful and angry and deceitful. You gotta release what it is, Phyllis. Let it go. And I know what you're gonna say. You can't, nothing gonna make you do this, make you do that. God can. I can't. But God can, and He will. I just want it to be done before it's too late. I was gone for 6 months almost. I might not have made it back.
Now, I want to quickly address this as well too. She's using the point about God, right? That God can, or at least she's hoping that God can, right? So let's say that God can't, or let's furthermore say that God won't. Then how would that look to her if God won't do that? How would that look? What type of space would that put her in? I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say that God absolutely will not do what you want God to do. The reason why is because the God that you believe in, right? The God that you know, right? That God do not believe in controlling free will. That God will let everybody rock out. Let everybody make their choices and decisions. So God is not going to control her. He's not going to come down one day and magically just touch her head and make her do stuff, because if he do that, then he takes away free will. He will absolutely take away that free will. Then at that point, she's not doing it out of love. She's doing it because she's being controlled to do that. And that is one of the worst space that you can possibly be, is to do things because you're being controlled to do that. And that is the very definition of being a narcissist as well too. Where you literally sit up here manipulating and controlling people to be part of your narrative. Now, I'm not calling B. Nicole a narcissist. I'm talking about this situation with God, based on what she's saying. But let's continue, y'all.
My friend was gonna meet at the next duty station. But now, I'm done. And she's gone, and I'll never see her again. So I'm just saying, this for anybody out there. Life is short. It takes more energy to walk around hateful and mad and all that at people. And it's not worth it. So I forgive you. I'm going to continue to work hard to release this spirit of.
And once again, that's why I stated earlier, y'all, that I do not agree with this whole concept about people telling somebody else that you forgive them. And once again, the reason why I do not agree with that is because you're trying to seek for validation. In your mind, you thinking that if I forgive them, then maybe somewhere down the line they will accept my forgiveness and they'll eventually forgive me. But once again, like I said before, and I said it again, forgiveness is not for them. Forgiveness is not for them. It's for you.
Rejection and all this pain and hurt that I thought I had dealt with, but I'm still dealing with. I've been dealing with rejection all my life. And I'm just ready to let it go. I don't have no scriptures. I don't have nothing. This was strictly for you. I'm not here to preach. I wanted you to feel me and where I'm coming from. I know you're going to see this. It's not meant to be negative, however you respond.
And once again, she made this on point that she knows she's going to see this, meaning that she want her to see this. She had a burning desire that she wanted her to see this to try to make her feel how the way she's feeling. That's why she said what she said a few seconds ago.
Send me out. You're not the mama. We know that. But I am tired of feeling this way on the inside and holding it in, trying to be strong. So I wanted you to know. Have a blessed day.
All right, so finally, that is the end of that particular video. All right. So before we come to the conclusion of the stream, I had left this important question down here, right? That question says this: should she forgive her biological mother? Should B. Nicole forgive her biological mother? Well, what do y'all say in the chat? Should B. Nicole forgive her biological mother or not? I'm going to add on to that question. Should B. Nicole and Philly Phil just let this whole entire situation go once and for all? Stop allowing things to trigger each other where y'all want to leverage YouTube. You want to leverage YouTube as content. Because at the end of the day, people are going to take this thing and they're going to create their own perspectives. They're going to create their own narrative. And you may agree with it. You may disagree with it. But at the end of the day, it's going to continue this cycle over and over and over again. Now, y'all know where I stand at with this question. Should she forgive her biological mother? I told y'all that forgiveness isn't for her biological mother, but it's for B. Nicole. That's why I stand in this particular situation. I also stand that the choices and decisions that that her biological mother, Philly made, I understand why it was made, but do I agree with it? No, I don't. I don't. Because there was a lot of choices she made. She made the choice of giving birth to it. Then also she made another critical choice. I don't know if y'all paid attention to it, but she made another critical choice as well too. She had made that choice to communicate with B. Nicole after she reached out to her. Now, what if Philly Phil would have never reached out to B. Nicole? What if she never had did that? Do y'all think that we would be having this conversation right now? I'll say no. None of us, no content creator, none of us would not be having this conversation because we would never knew who B. Nicole was. None of us would be having this conversation. So once again, there are certain choices that Philly Field made. She made another critical choice. This time she felt in that particular moment that she was curious. She was like, I made that analogy about trying to touch that hot stove. Went on to touch that hot stove, and here we are. Here we are. So that's from a person who's seeing this whole different situation for what it is. I'll say that both of them need to, I want to say come with a common ground, but I would say that y'all need to accept the reality for what it is and let it go. And I would say this, to not only let it go, but to do not post it on YouTube. Because these people on YouTube do not give a damn about y'all life. Because at the end of the day, all they're going to do is keep on recycling your content. They're going to keep on doing certain trigger things for you to still stay in this ditch. To stay in this sunken place. They're going to continue to do that. They're going to continue to leverage you every single time. And I want y'all to understand this. That's what they're going to do. Until y'all make the choice to make it stop. Until y'all make the choice to make it stop. But if not, it's going to keep on going. People are going to keep on taking advantage of you. People are going to keep on using you. Both of y'all are going to be doing things and saying things and all kind of stuff. But the choice is y'all. All I am is just another content creator reviewing content. And I want both of y'all to understand it too, because I know that sometimes when content creators review another content creator, we enter into this narrative of saying, he's coming for me or she's coming for me. I'm not coming from nobody. All this is, at the end of the day, this is just content to me that I decided to talk about, which it kind of fits into my niche where I talk about all the time on this channel. So there's no coming from nobody. I'm not coming from this and that. I'm just reviewing it and giving you my perspective. That's all it is. Nothing more, nothing less. So at the end of the day, I'm hoping and even praying that y'all come to a certain conclusion about this matter. But if you choose not to, then that is totally your choice. It is totally, absolutely your choice. I'm still cool with everybody. I have no issues with anybody. I never do. I never do. So, but other than that, y'all didn't let me know what y'all think about this review. Did you agree with the things that were being spoken today on this on live? Do you agree with it? Do you disagree with it? Continue to let me know in the chat. And also, those of y'all who are going to catch the replay of this, let me know how y'all feel about this as well too. Let me know if you agree or disagree with this. Let me know so we can have the conversation. So, other than that, y'all, I appreciate y'all so much for participating today. I appreciate y'all participating in the chat. All my moderators, thank y'all so much for doing an incredibly good job of moderating. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate it so much. That's why I say I have one of the hottest moderators in this YouTube space, for real. Thank y'all so much for moderating and keep the conversation going and keeping it respectable to the best of y'all ability and allow people to feel welcome and allow people to express how the way they feel without bullying and all this stuff, y'all. So thank y'all so much. I appreciate that. And I also appreciate y'all in the chat as well too. Y'all some soldier in this chat, because I ain't lying. I was talking about some triggerous stuff for real. I was saying some trigger stuff for real there, y'all. I know y'all probably didn't agree with it, but it is what it is, all right? And I appreciate y'all a whole lot. Appreciate that whole lot, all right? So other than that, y'all, join me in the next 10 minutes or so, y'all. We are going to have a wonderful time. I'm going to DJ for one of my great moderators, Sour Patch, which is Sweet Rita. We're going to celebrate her birthday, y'all, because she deserves it, y'all. So make sure you pull it up tonight, y'all, for this DJing stream, because she deserves it, y'all. And what Sour Patch don't know is that it's going to be a 2-part stream. The party starts tonight, but we're going to continue it tomorrow night as well, too. We are going to get crunk as hell. So it is. This is going to be a marathon, a 2-part stream for real. So y'all pull up to that in a few minutes, all right? Just as many of y'all who are here right now, pull up to want to celebrate Sour Patch's birthday, all right? So thank y'all so much for tuning in, and I will see y'all in a few minutes. Peace out, and y'all have a great night.